Good morning, children. Today, let us start with the physics lesson, light lesson. Let us continue the lesson. It's magnification. Last class we have studied about the mirror formula. We know that object distance, then image distance. F is a focal length. Then the relation will be 1 over V by 1 over U is equal to 1 over F. This is called as the mirror formula. Correct? This is called as the mirror formula, where U is the object distance, V is the image distance, and F is the focal length of the respective mirror, whether it is a concave mirror or otherwise it is a convex mirror. Okay, so this is the mirror formula. So we need to remember that this is the mirror formula. Okay, so we know that mirror formula will be required when we don't know that one of the quantity. I suppose we know that object distance, then the focal length. If you don't know the image distance, okay, then using this mirror formula you can find out the image distance. That means we can able to find out nature of the image, position of the image, size of the image. Those things that we can find out by using the mirror formula. And one more thing that will be required, that is magnification. Okay, so magnification. What do you mean by magnification? Since magnification specifies. Okay, magnification of a spherical mirror specifies how large image, how large or how small compared with the size of the object. Okay, whether it is bigger size, whether it is a smaller, how it is large or how it is small. So how much it is small? We know that suppose I am having an object, the image may be either it may be enlarged image or it may be a smaller than that image, that is diminished, or otherwise same size. Okay, so these three possibilities we have. So how much exactly it is large, how much exactly it is small. So that magnification will specify that. Magnification of a spherical mirror specifies how large or small when compared with the size of the object. This is for the definition for the magnification. Okay. So how to define the magnification? Instance, magnification we can define in two ways. One will be, we know that, let us take, okay, height of object as, let us take height of object as h. Okay, then height of, if you are keeping the object, then there will be a height of the image also. Okay, so let me take height of the image as h dash. Okay, then we know that image distance, object distance, we can take it as u, that we know that. Then image distance, that we can take it as b. Okay, so we know that suppose I will be taking a concave mirror. So this is a concave mirror, right? So this is the silver coated, and this is the reflecting surface. We know that there is a pole and there is a principal axis, correct? So I am keeping the object here. A, B, A is the object. Okay. So we know that according to the sign convention we should take. Okay. So this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Okay. So this is negative x-axis. Therefore, if you are keeping the object here, then you should take it as what? Let us take it as negative. Okay. So this is for image distance from the pole. How much it is distance in the sense that you should say negative. Okay. Similarly, if you are defining the height, so in the y-axis, it is a positive y-axis and it is negative y-axis. So that this height will be positive. The distance will be, okay, object distance will be negative and then object height will be positive. Okay, sign convention you have already studied in the last class, correct? Now, this is height of the object. Almost this is the height of the object. This is defined as h, and this is nothing but distance from the pole to the object. This is the object distance. So this is u. Okay. For this respective image, suppose assume that the image will be formed here. Okay. So this is a dash and b dash. So this height is nothing but the h dash. Okay. So this will be the image distance. Okay. So this is image distance from the pole. This is image height h dash. This is object I, h, and this is the object distance from the pole. From the pole you should take distance. Okay. Okay. Now we have defined height of the object we have taken as h, height of the image we have taken as h dash, object distance we have taken as u, image distance we have taken as v. Now how to define the magnification? Okay, the magnification will be defined as, okay, magnification usually magnification can be denoted by small letter m. Okay, so magnification can be defined as magnification is a ratio of height of the image we have taken as h dash, right, to the height of the object. We have taken as h. So magnification in the equation of how to write, we can write as m is equal to magnification denoted by m. It is nothing but ratio of height of the image. Ratio means you should take division. Okay. Magnification can be defined as ratio of height of the image to the height of the object. Very simple. This is defined the magnification. If you know the height of the image, you know the height of the object, then divide height of the image by the height of the object, then you will get the magnification. How much the image is enlarged or how much image is small. So that quantity we can specify by using the magnification concept. Okay. Not only by using this, magnification is also a ratio of, we have to use the negative sign. Magnification is also the ratio of v by u. Okay, image distance divided by object distance. We can define like this also. We have two ways of defining the magnification. This is one way, there is another way. In terms of distance, in terms of height. Okay, so in terms of height, this one, in terms of the distance, this one. This is for the magnification concept. Okay, and very important, while solving the numericals, you have to follow the sign convention. What is the sign convention I have taught last class? Suppose, so this is a concave here. Suppose I am taking a concave here. Okay, so this will be the origin. This is pole is x-axis origin, and this will be the this is y-axis. Okay, and this will be the x-axis. This is something like x dash, right? This is y dash. We know that if I am keeping the object here, okay, if I keep the object here, the object distance will be in the negative x-axis. Therefore, object distance will be negative. Suppose this is the object, this is height of the object. Height of the object will be defined in the y-axis. So it is positive y-axis. This will be the negative y-axis. Okay, if you are keeping the object on this side, then you should take it as height of the object. You should take it as negative. But you are always keeping the object like this only. Both the y-axis, both the x-axis. Okay, so then that will be positive value. This is positive y-axis. Right? This is the positive value. So therefore, it is this is positive value. You should take object. Height of the object, you should take it as positive. Okay. Then distance of the object, you should take it as negative because it is negative x-axis. Okay. So that convention, the sign convention, you should remember that, and you should apply for all the numericals. So solving the numericals, you should apply the sign convention. Now, you know that magnification, you know that mirror formula. By knowing the mirror formula and magnification, we don't want to write the ray diagrams. We don't want to write the ray diagram, and we don't want to do the practical experiments. Just by using these two concepts, we can define nature of the object, nature of the image, okay, size of the image and position of the image. So these three we can define by using these two concepts, mirror formula, and then in the mirror formula, two things will be required. That one will be either focal length or focal length and object distance, or otherwise object distance and image distance. We can find out the focal length. Okay. So this is about the magnification definition. they will ask for the definition of the magnification for 1 marks or 2 marks, and this magnification and mirror formula will be very important for solving the numericals. Okay. So before the magnification and mirror formula, we have questions. Okay, in the exercise, so that you need to solve the questions will be very simple. Okay, it's like define the principal focus of a concave mirror. Define the principal focus of a concave mirror. I had already given the definition for the principal focus of a concave mirror. Go through that and write that answer. Okay. The second question will be radius. The radius of curvature of a spherical mirror is 20 centimeter. What is its focal length? So they have given the second question we will solve. First question you can write it from the classwork itself. I have given already in the notes. Okay, principal focus of a concave mirror I had given. Okay, in the third video I think I had given the notes for the principal focus, for the pole, everything I had given for the pole, principal axis, principal focus, center of curvature, radius of curvature, linear aperture, all the definitions I had given. In that, go through the principal focus definition and write that. Okay, so the second question will be it is in page number the radius of the curvature of a spherical mirror is the question second one. Okay, the radius of curvature of a spherical mirror is 20 centimeter. Okay, 20 centimeter. What is its focal length? What is its focal length here? What is its focal length? Okay, the question is radius of curvature of a spherical mirror they have given, that is 20 centimeter. We should find out the focal length. Okay, I have given the relationship between radius of curvature of a spherical mirror and the focal length. So what is the relationship? We know that okay, R is equal to 2 times of F. Correct? So this is the relation we have, right? Correct. So radius is equal to 2 times of focal length. So that we have studied the relationship between radius of curvature and the focal length. Okay. Here radius of curvature is given. Okay. R we have given R is equal to 20 centimeter. F will be question mark. Okay. We know that okay, R is equal to 2F. So we know that R, substitute the R value 20 is equal to 2 times of F. Keep the F here only, bring 2 to this side. What will happen? 2 is multiplied here. If we are bringing the 2 to the LHS, it will get divided. Correct? 2 by 2 is equal to focal length. 2 ones are, 2 tens are, so 10 is equal to F, or F is equal to 10. It is in centimeters, so focal length is also in centimeters. So this is the focal length. Okay. If they are given radius of curvature, if they are asking for focal length, then it's very easy. Substitute the R value. We should remember the relationship between radius of curvature and focal length. Okay. It's very easy. Substitute those values, cancel it, and write the answer. That's it. Sometimes they will give the focal length and they will ask the radius of curvature. Okay. So that time what should we do? We should write the focal length. R will be question mark. Substitute the F value. Multiply with the 2. Write the radius of curvature. It's very easy. Okay. So this is finding out the focal length if they are given the radius of curvature. That is second question. Third question will be, this is about the second question. First question you need to answer it. I have already given the notes for the principal focus. Okay. Second question, what is this? The third question will be they are given. Third question, name a mirror that can give an erect and enlarged image of an object. Name the mirror that can give erect and enlarged enlarged image of an object. So we need to an object. So this is the third question. Okay. Name the mirror that can give an erect and enlarged image of an object. So what are the types of mirror we have? So we have studied the plane mirror and then spherical mirrors. Two spherical mirrors. What are the two types of spherical mirrors? Concave mirror and then convex mirror. Okay. So totally we are having three mirrors, right? One will be plane mirror, concave mirror, convex mirror. Okay. In that, what is the property of plane mirror? We know that size of the image, size of the object, size of the image is same as the size of the object in the plane mirror. Okay, so that is the properties of plane mirror, right? In the plane mirror, okay, if you are standing in front of the plane mirror, your size will not differ. Your size is same. So here they have given the question, name the mirror that can give an erect and enlarged image. It should be enlarged image. That means it is not a plane mirror. Okay. Now, and we also know that convex mirror always gives the diminished image. It is always gives the diminished image. That means it is always gives the smaller image. That we have studied, right? Convex mirror always gives the diminished image, small image. So that we know the conclusion. Now, it is not a plane mirror. It is not a convex mirror. So definitely, it is a concave mirror. Okay. We know that there will be a lot of possibility in the concave mirror only. In the concave mirror, we will be getting different types of properties of the image. Okay. So, in the concave mirror, we will be getting, so the answer will be this concave mirror. Okay. Plane mirror, we are not getting an enlarged image. We are getting the same size of the image. Convex mirror, always we are getting a diminished image. So here the question is, we should get the enlarged image. Okay, so that means it is not a convex mirror. Definitely the only remaining mirror will be concave mirror. So in the concave mirror we will get all these properties. Okay. The fourth question will be, why do we prefer a convex mirror as a rear view mirror in vehicles? So that is also I have given why we are going to use the concave mirror as a rear view mirror in vehicles. So that is also I have given the notes. Go through that. Why we are going to use the convex mirror as a rear view mirror? Because it is having a wide angle. Whenever we are using the convex mirror, we are having a wide angle. Since it is having a wide angle, the image also it is diminished image. It is a smaller image. Even though it is having a bigger. Suppose you are driving a vehicle. Okay, backside there will be a lot of vehicle will be coming backside. So you have to see the image. Okay, if you are using the concave mirror and the plane mirror, you are getting the same size of the image, the same size of the object only. So it has to be diminished. It has to be smaller size. And always in the convex mirror, you are getting a erect image. You are not getting a inverted image. Okay, in the concave mirror, we are getting an inverted image. Whereas in the convex mirror, always you are getting a erect image only, right? So that means straight image. So that's why we are going to use the convex mirror. Even though the object will be a bigger size, convex mirror what it will do, it will bring it to a smaller size, right? Because it's always gives the diminished image. Whereas in the if you are going to use the concave mirror, depends on the position, it will change. So sometimes you will be getting an inverted image, sometimes you will be getting a erect image. So driver will get a confusion, lot of confusion, right? So always we are going to use the convex mirror so that we will be getting the erect image and then we will be getting the diminished image, smaller image. The big vehicle image, object will be big. So that will be in the mirror, it will looks like a small image. So, okay. So therefore we are going to use the convex mirror. I have given the reason for that also. Go through that. Uses of convex mirror and make a note for that. Okay. So remaining in the next class we will going to solve the numericals based on the mirror, based on this, mirrors. Okay, using the mirror formula and then magnification. Okay, so that we will do in the next video.